Well, hello you awesome people, and welcome back. Alright, you ready for this one? Cheese, herb and onion bread. Okay, first thing we do is preheat our oven at 200 degrees Celsius. Now, if you've got two baking trays, you want to get them out with baking paper on them. If you've only got one, that's alright, we'll just cook them one at a time. So I've got the two trays, but I still have to cook them one at a time because I've only got a tiny little electric oven. So I'll write the recipe below as always for you guys to make it easy for you. So the first thing we're going to need is self-raising flour, salt and cayenne pepper. So into a large bowl we want to sift 2 3/4 cups of self-raising flour. Now to that we want to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now with a spoon we just want to mix that in really well and set it aside. Next we need 350 grams of unpeeled potatoes. So a big one and a small one worked out to 350 grams. So I'm going to wash them. We leave the skin on and we grate them into a bowl. Once we've grated that, we set it aside for a minute. Alrighty, next is the cheese. Now we need 250 grams of either gruyere, I never know how to say it. I'll write it below. Or you can use 250 grams of block cheddar or block tasty cheese. So I've got a cheddar in the cupboard. So this one is one that you buy off the shelf. You'll find them right near the Vegemites and your jams and all your spreads and stuff. I love using the shelf ones. They're my go-to every time I go camping. So that's a 500 gram block, so I'll just chop it in half. So we need 250 grams of whatever block cheese you can get your hands on. Now we need to cut them into roughly 1 centimetre cubes. Alrighty, once we've cubed our cheese, we want to put 1/4 of it in a little bowl and the rest in another bowl and set them aside. So the 1/4 of it we're going to put on the top after. Now we want 3 spring onions. We want to clean them up and then slice them up really thin and put them in a bowl. Now we need 2 tablespoons of lemon thyme, but I don't have any, I've only got normal thyme. So what we're going to do is take our leaves off. Alright, once we've measured out 2 tablespoons, just chop them up and stick it in a bowl. Now once I've done that, because I've only got normal thyme, I'm actually going to put 1/4 teaspoon of lemon pepper in there and mix it around. Now if you've only got normal thyme as well and you don't have lemon pepper, the other thing you can do is get a lemon if you've got lemons and make sure it's a little grater and just grate like 1/4 teaspoon of lemon rind and chuck that in there to turn lemon. And if you don't have any of that, just use plain old thyme, but if you can, definitely try and make it lemon thyme. Alrighty, now we get our bowl of flour that we've mixed up. Okay, first of all we add our potato, 3/4 of our cheese, cube cheese, our spring onions and our lemon thyme. Now we just want to stir it all in until it's all combined. Okay, once all our potato is covered in flour, we want to set this aside for a minute and get out a jug. Into that jug we want to put 3/4 cup of milk, 2 eggs, and lastly we need some whole grain mustard. So you can get them with where all the other different mustards are and the bottled mustards. Now if you haven't got whole grain mustard, I would just use 2 teaspoons of any mustard you can get your hands on. And if you don't have any bottled mustards or jar mustards, I would use 1 teaspoon of dry mustard powder. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard. Alright, once we've whisked that through, we want to grab our flour mixture. We want to pour it in there, and now we want to stir it all in, but we don't want to do it very much, okay? We only want to just do it. So the more you mix this, the tougher the bread will be. So just as much as we only have to. Alright, so once we've mixed it enough that there's still flour all over it, but there's not big chunks in the bottom anymore, we just want to put a little bit of plain flour on top and a little bit on our hands. Alright, we just want to get it into one lump. Like, it's going to be messy, but just do it. Alright, once we've got it into one whole lump, we want to halve it. Sprinkle a little bit more flour over it on your hands. We just want to be able to pick it up and put it in a ball. So we don't want to knead it or nothing. Just into a ball, like so. And then straight onto our baking tray. Now if you haven't got 2 of them, just leave the other one in there until you're ready to cook the next one and do the exact same thing over. Now once we've done that, we've got our 2 balls on our trays. Okay, so this one ended up being a little bit bigger than the other one, so this will just cook for an extra minute or 2, that's all that means. Okay, so we get our bowl. Now we grab the quarter of the cheese cubes that we've got, and we want to put them evenly into both. Just sit them in there a little bit. You don't have to push them right down, just enough for it to like stick and hold. Alright, evenly over both of them. Alright, I'm just finishing off the other one. So each ball serves 4, so you can have like 2, 1 at each end of the table. They're best eaten warm, so if you're going to make them now and then serve them, they're amazing with soups, by the way, especially chowders, like that corn chowder I've got. Oh, it was like it was meant to be with it. They're beautiful with soups now, and they're absolutely beautiful just to eat on their own as something to eat. So yeah, so if you want to like make them now and then do them for dinner, what I would do at dinner time is I would wrap them up in alfoil singly, and I would put them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius, and I would leave them in there for 15 to 20 minutes just to heat back up. Definitely put the alfoil on so you don't make them go all hard. Once we've done that, we just sprinkle a little bit of flour on each one, just a little bit. And now we bang them in the oven. Now if you're going to bang them in 2 at a time, halfway through the cooking, you want to swap them over. Put the top one on the bottom and the bottom one on the top, alright? Otherwise just do it like me, 1 at a time. Now we want to stick them in there from between 30 and 40 minutes because every oven is different. And the way you can tell they're ready is if you tap near the bottom and it sounds hollow, they're done. Oh, 32 minutes in my electric oven. Oh, and the smell in here is freaking amazing. Oh my god, it smells absolutely amazing. Oh. Alright, so now we leave it sit there for about 10 minutes to cool down because we want to eat it warm, not hot. So yeah, basically if you lift up the bottom very carefully and tap on it, you can hear that hollow sound? That means it's ready. Oh my god, mate, I'm so excited. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. These are so super simple. Alright, let's cut this baby open. Sorry, I would have been totally in your way then while I was doing that. Check this out. Oh, look at this. Oh, that melted big blocks of cheese in there, and oh, smother it with some butter, and oh baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome day. You know me, I'll be back. Bye.